Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday night True Life Dream Team chat on a Tuesday. Why do I
Yes,
every time?
that's what we're doing.
Okay, well, it's fine. We're all here.
Yes.
Thank you guys for showing up. Tonight we are diving into what I think, and Alex agrees, is a really perfect topic for September. Kind of just like it's the kickoff point for fall, right? We've transitioned into the new catalog. We're getting comfy with it. And now people are going to start feeling that fall vibe. They're going to start really wanting those fall scents. And now is go time in the sense that we need to be focusing on those things, those skills, those systems, those business practices that we were creating or bettering in the spring and summer. We're now going to be like really hard hitting those in the fall. And so we're going to be talking about our what would you call it? Like our topics that we think are super important for you guys to be focusing on, and just like a little tidbit on what that can look like and what we mean by it, of course. So I'm going to kick it off with the big one, right? And Mia kind of like talked about a little bit, which I love, and that's follow-up, right? So following up with our customers and making sure that we are not only attending these new customers that you may have gotten in the past month or so, but I think now is the perfect time to go back a season or two, right?
Yes.
To customers that you maybe haven't talked to in a year or in 6 months. Maybe you have customers who you know are like more prone to fall and winter scents. Though this is the time to really reintroduce them to this catalog. Make that connection again. Let them know that Scentsy has transitioned into fall and winter, and that you are still there as a Scentsy consultant. I was going to say back on your game, but you've been here, right? So like you are here, you're on your game, and you're ready to be the best Scentsy consultant you can be through this season. Okay. So following up, obviously tomorrow is the last day for our Amy app. Tomorrow at midnight or whatever, it'll be shutting down, which is going to be tough for some of us, right? And so definitely if you're still revamping a new follow-up system, or wondering where to turn to, I want to recommend going to your sales report and going to your reorder history portion of that. And that is going to display customers that should be ready for reorder. It actually makes it really simple for you. Not as simple as Amy, right? They don't give you like the template to like say to say something to them. Words are hard tonight. Okay. Just know that I've already done a lot of talking. So it doesn't give you that template, but it does give you the contacts, and it gives you the access to that information, including what they've ordered,
Yep.
right? So you can look at that and you can say, oh, cool, apple and cinnamon sticks is back. I get to message this customer, and it can be something just as sweet and short as, hey, Sarah, I hope that you're having a great week so far. This is so-and-so, your Scentsy gal. I'm just reaching out to you, and I want to let you know that Scentsy has transitioned into the fall and winter season, and your favorite scent, apple and cinnamon sticks, is back. Let me know if you need more of that for the fall and winter or September or whatever, right? And so just following up with those customers, checking in, having good customer service, it should be your utmost priority. And it might feel a little bit more difficult in the fall and winter because it's going to move so fast, right? We find ourselves so busy between life and business and teammates and things going on, right? There's just so much holidays and school and sports, and I get that, right? So that's why having a follow-up schedule, knowing when you're going to follow up with your customers, and making it as easy as possible. Okay. Making that process as simple and easy as possible and accessible to you is really going to help you walk through that. But just know that like following up is probably going to be your biggest PRV booster, right? Like that's where majority of my follow-ups come. I mean, my PRV comes from in these busy months is reaching out to customers and making sure I'm taking good care of them. Okay. Okay, moving on. So with that, kind of like, to me, it's paired up. We are going to move into Scentsy Club. And so Scentsy Club is something that we spent a good part of this year already focusing on, right? Because the brick by brick incentive forced us to have eyes on our Scentsy Club, and really hone in on that skill of talking about Scentsy Club, getting people signed up for it. This last month, your customers got 200 extra points if they recruited anybody to join using their link, right? So Scentsy is constantly giving us new ways to be able to have conversations about Scentsy Club, and incentive, not just for us, but for our customers to be talking about Scentsy Club as well. And so I think in the fall and winter, this is a huge deal for two reasons. One, because Scentsy Club just already has so many perks, and fall and winter, I feel like I can almost guarantee in the past has been my biggest Scentsy Club booster, because that's where majority of my customers' favorite scents live, is in the fall and winter catalog, right? So they're wanting to stock up on those. They're wanting to throw those all into club so they can continue to get them long after fall and winter is gone, but even throughout the season, right? My mom just said that she wanted to add the Gimme Candy to her Scentsy Club. I'm like, Mom, I can still get it for you, but she loves that scent so much that she's ready to put it into club. You're going to have customers come across the same thing. And so not only are there a lot of opportunities for you to be talking about Scentsy Club with our promotions, right? Harry Potter comes out tomorrow or Thursday. And we just have so many, the Jack Skellington bars and all that stuff. We have promotions where there are limited time only bars that we can be pushing Scentsy Club. And so when you take your follow-up and you take Scentsy Club and you combine them, what you get is a really easy way to transition your follow-up into a Scentsy Club invitation, right? So when you're talking to Sarah about how much she loves apple and cinnamon sticks and then it's back, you can also mention that if she doesn't ever want to run out of apple and cinnamon sticks in the future, Scentsy Club is a great opportunity, right? And so for me, what I'm going to start implementing is every time I have a follow-up conversation, I'm going to be talking about Scentsy Club, right? I'm going to be highlighting Scentsy Club a lot more. Johanna Luna on the training call Tuesday this morning said that her initial goal with Scentsy Club was 500, to have 500 PRV come in every single month from Scentsy Club alone. And now she's reached that. And now her goal is 2,000, right? Which is amazing.
Incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
It forced me to go look at my own Scentsy Club and what my thing is. And I've got, from August, I have like 800 and something, 830 PRV, which is incredible, right? Like that is so good. And to think that putting in that work in the front half of these relationships, right? Talking about Scentsy Club, promoting it, getting your own Scentsy Club, talking about it, taking pictures of it, things like that. All that work that you're doing, I promise you, pays off, right? Because there's residual PRV on the back end that you don't have to work for, right? Those are conversations that you don't have to have anymore about reordering their favorite scent or worrying about it necessarily. We still want to take really good care of our customers in the process of that, but that residual PRV is going to help so much come the tail end of December, right? Or the beginning parts of January, where the heavy hitting is done and we're looking to schedule in our rest, which we're going to be talking about, and we're looking to relax. We can rest easy that our business is still working in the background because Scentsy Club has allowed us that opportunity, right? So Scentsy Club, I think, is a system that we really need to spend a lot of time focusing on this season. And if you are out of ideas of why you should do that, then obviously you can ask for advice, or but just take a look at your specials tab, your collections tab, right? Reach out to those customers who have scents that they really love, and be mentioning Scentsy Club as often as possible.
Yeah. No, honestly, great reminders. And it really leads into my next topic, which is sponsoring. And my first tip for all of this, following up Scentsy Club sponsoring, is do not be afraid as the consultant to offer things. We have so many different opportunities and sales and promotions and ways to save and business opportunities. We have a ton of opportunities at our fingertips. And so when we are providing good customer service, focusing on those connections, offering opportunities, that is where we start seeing results. When we start letting them know, hey, you can get a 6-pack of bars for 30. Hey, you can get your whiff box for $15. Hey, you can get paid on all of these purchases. Lots of people, right? And so I want to remind you guys that the conversations that you've had in the past are worth revisiting. You want to talk to those people who you've mentioned joining before. You want to follow up with those people who have had a join, who have asked a question about joining, right? You want to check back in with those really great customers who were ordering every month or multiple times a month. You want to revisit your list of people. And that's why, again, here's your reminder, you guys, write down a list of the people you're talking to, even if you feel like you're going to remember, or you're a new consultant. And so you don't feel like you need a lot of tracking. Months and years down the line, you're going to be glad that you've made a list of all of the people that you talk to, because many times people are joining my team years after I first had the conversation with them, literal years after. Okay. Any of you guys who are on my team right now, you guys probably did not join the first time it was mentioned to you. Sometimes it takes a while. So just remember that it is worth revisiting, and it's worth sharing that opportunity often. Okay. Soon here in September, we can start sharing how many paychecks we have left till Christmas. 3, right? We'll have the October paycheck, November paycheck, December paycheck. That is something that we can share. We have the opportunity to use Scentsy as a Christmas fund, or as a savings, or an opportunity to purchase Scentsy gifts, right, at the consultant discount. So don't be afraid to really step into those sponsoring conversations this fall. Okay. Now is a really great time for your new team members to start a business and to get their Christmas shopping done for themselves, and to share that with their friends and family, to soak in all these amazing fall time, limited time offers, right? So it's super important that you recognize that the work that we did in the spring and the work that we did last fall, right? Those successes, those conversations, those realizations, right? Where we realized, like, okay, I need to focus on this. And so you started focusing on that. That needs to carry over into the fall, into our busiest time. If you've been with us for a while, think back a few months ago when we're telling you guys, these are the things that we are trying to do really well. So come the fall, we're ready to run. Okay. And so the sponsoring conversations is one of those things. The people that you were having conversations with, the seeds you were planting, the opportunities you offered then, are worth revisiting now, as we are gearing up to enter our busiest season. Like, we're here, we're literally like a foot in the door already at our busiest season. So the time is now. Okay. People are just going to keep getting busier as the year progresses. And so these conversations and these opportunities should be shared now, you guys, and use the tools that we've gained earlier in the year or in the past seasons to use as a catapult to move forward. Okay. And then another one of my tips is to know what you're offering. Johanna Luna kind of talked about this today. Map out your fall season. Okay. Know what you're offering. Are you doing a buddy drive? When is that? Are you doing a fundraiser this season? When is that? Right? What does that look like? What type of fundraiser are you doing? Do you have an event booked? Do you have some parties booked? Are you trying to book some home parties this fall? You trying to get some basket parties out for Thanksgiving? Are you doing gift bundles? What does your fall look like? Where can you plug in some things into your month, and how can you start prepping for that? I love Johanna Luna today talked about, she starts offering her gift bundles in October, early November. And so like right now she's getting the stuff with her host rewards. Maybe not all of it, but at least enough to make a few mock-up pictures, take around pictures of her holding it, or in front of a Christmas tree, or in front of, like a Thanksgiving decor piece or something. And she's starting to prep those gift bundles for later on in the season, because she recognizes how important it is to be prepared. And I love that. It got me thinking, a lot of times I plan things like 1 month in advance, or like, I know, like, okay, like probably sometime in October, I'll do this. Right. But it's a really awesome reminder to really sit down with your planner, or if you're a digital person, your online planner, and map out, like, where can I offer what? Where am I moving in my business? And start planning for that. I think preparation is so very important in these seasons.
So key.
Yes. It's not going to be very fun to just wing it.
There's a saying, it says, failing to prepare
Failing to
prepare is preparing to fail.
Yes.
Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's so true because
Yeah,
then you're
it
just
is.
flying by the seat of your
And it's
pants.
stressful.
It's so stressful.
Yeah.
You always feel like you're missing
Behind.
something or you have a deadline, and it's just
No
easier
bueno.
on you and smarter as a business owner to be prepared. Johanna also said something. It's interesting because we had picked this topic and I'm like, oh, it's kind of the topic for the training call today. So a lot of it is mirrored here. But she said what sets her apart is her
customer service.
Yeah,
the
is
way
her
she
customer
offers it.
service and her preparedness.
Yeah.
That's what sets her being a business owner apart from just like hobbyist consultants, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a hobbyist consultant, but I think that the message is still very clear that preparation and your focus on your business and your customers is key. It is what sets you apart. Okay.
Yeah.
So know what you're going to offer this fall season and work towards that.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's
I didn't
fine.
mean to cut you off. Work towards it and then do it well. Do it with greatness, right?
Yes.
So one of the quotes that I heard this weekend was, it's better to be great at some things than good at everything, right? So I want to aim to be great, and I don't have to be, I can't be great at everything. So I'm going to choose with intention what I'm going to be great at this season with my customers, with my business, because I cannot be good at everything. So a big part of this that I wanted to mention was like, make sure you keep your head down. Once you go through and plan and you're picking what you're going to do and you're setting your intention and you're making that plan and you're moving forward with it, in a month, if somebody pops up and is like, oh, I'm doing boo boxes or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's a really cool idea. If it's going to take away from the stuff that you have planned, if it's going to cause you anxiousness or stress, or it's just too much, but you're like, oh, but it's working really well, do not do it.
Yeah. You know what? Write it on a Post-it note, stick it on your next year. Like August thing. So you can plan for it next year.
Yeah.
Like people don't know what they're missing if they don't know. So, and I was actually having a conversation with one of my teammates yesterday. And she said, when I see you post, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I need to share that. I need to do that. And I had to gently remind her that you don't have to do everything. You don't have to share everything. You don't have to even share every single promotion. If you are rocking and focusing on this area of your business and highlighting all of this stuff is stressful because you're focused on this, then you know what? Just stay focused on this. Okay. Because it will work out there. It is absolutely okay to just stay focused on what your goal is, right? And if you have a good idea or if you're inspired by something, jot it down, allow yourself to leave it there and move on. Okay. Something that my kids' school does, and I love it so much, is they are very focused on building leaders. That is their main goal, is to build leaders. And every week they have a new concept that they work on. And the concept this week, and I love it, I have it written down as a reminder for my kids, it is to start with the end in mind. So when you start a project, when you are starting a paper or something, right? Start with the end in mind. What does the finish line look like? How can you get there, right? And then so you make the plan and then you work with that end in mind. You stay focused there, okay? It prevents you from spiraling, getting that like doom and gloom, like I have so much stuff to do. No, we're focusing on this here. This is what it looks like at the end. This is what I'm working on, okay? So it's the same here for you guys. Figure out your action plan, right? Map out your next few months, figure out what you're going to offer. Okay.
And I'd go till December 15th.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yep.
Map out your complete fall and winter.
Yep.
Till December 15th,
Absolutely.
which is like near or after cutoff.
Yep. And you guys, it's not, if you're focusing on maybe like one thing a month, one big thing a month, right? That's like 4 projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot. Like that's a lot.
It is
that's
a lot.
Enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is absolutely enough. That will give you a lot of reflection come the end of the fall and winter season to look back on, like what really worked. Right. What could I do different? What ideas do I have for next fall? Right. Okay. So stay focused on what your plan is, know what you're offering, stay focused on that, laser focused. Okay. And then the last part of this, which I think is so important.
Yeah, it's one of it. I mean, we could argue it's probably the most important part.
Yeah. And that is to schedule rest into this season. Okay. This looks so different for all of us, but resting is so important because this is a very busy season. Very busy, very go, go, go. I was feeling that today a little bit because I have chores I needed to do and I just kind of wanted to take a moment, but I was literally at my desk all day. Okay. It's a busy season and it's so very important to have something to look forward to that is
not busy.
Yeah. Yep. And you can even take it further and start planning your big rest, your big rest, which for us, I know is similar. It happens after that Christmas cutoff, after all those Christmas orders are delivered, where we're kind of like laying low till the new year, right? We might schedule a few posts, but we make it clear like, woo, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Family time.
Yep.
Right. But you can even sprinkle that in, and you should sprinkle that in on a weekly basis, even daily sometimes. Like for me, what I love to do, I work my business full time. I work here in my office, mostly full time. But what I love to do is in the middle of the day, maybe 1-2 o'clock, I take a little break. I step aside, I do my chores, I spend some time with Carson, I eat a meal, right? That to me is rest. That to me is well needed and well-received rest. After it, I get that second wind to go finish my projects for the day, right? Additionally, I really look forward to my Sundays. A lot of you guys know this. I like to chill the most on Sundays, like literally chill the freaking most. Like if I don't have to leave my room, I'm cool, right? And what I like to do is plan the week, right? So your rest can still be productive without it being tiring. You can still absolutely make some samples while you're resting. You can still absolutely, what I like to do is plan out like what am I going to focus on my tip Tuesday? What am I going to highlight on my must-have Monday? What am I going to do for Wax Wednesday? Right? You can be productive with your rest, but if you're not, that's okay too.
Yeah. And like today I had this, like, I would like spend the morning working in my office, and then I got like this like weird, like, I don't want to sit here anymore. Like, I don't want to do this, but I had stuff that I needed to get done and I still had a desire to do it. But I think maybe it was just the setting, and it was weird because it's like my office was clean, like, it was fine, but I was like, I just don't want to be here. So I took my thank you mail to my kitchen counter and I turned on Netflix and I literally put together my thank you mail while I was watching Netflix. And to me, it felt like, okay, I have second wind. I'm good. Like I felt like it was relaxing, even though I was doing something.
Yeah. And sometimes just that little change of scenery or changing up something or, taking a break and coming back to it is all you need. Sometimes just that small little break in your day is great. Sometimes you need a whole day where you're like, you know what, tomorrow my husband's off and my kids are free and I want to go spend the day with them. So you know what? I'm going to schedule 3 or 4 posts today. I'm going to let the people I'm actively having conversations with know, like, hey, just want to let you know tomorrow I'm chilling with the family. So I might be slow to respond or I'll get back to you Sunday. Right. And that is healthy.
Oh,
it's not even just okay. It's good. Okay. We are not robots. We are not able to be on 24/7. We have bad days. We're tired sometimes. We are burnt out. These are normal feelings. We don't want to be like toxic positivity here. Like these things happen. We get tired. And so learning to rest, learning to schedule your rest, learning to set boundaries in your business. Whereas you say, I'm not replying to anything past 8 p.m. at night because you know what? My family deserves that uninterrupted time. Right? Setting healthy boundaries is also restful.
And let me just say too, with customers, that's so important. But and it's harder, I feel like, with customers. For me personally, it's hard for me to like put them on pause. But what was really cool is last night I went on a date with my husband and I got a message from one of the ladies I had spent the weekend with, a leader, and I was teaching them how to do MailChimp and stuff and work emails, and she had voice messaged me something, and we had just sat down and the restaurant was so loud, so I shot her a quick message and I was like, hey, I'm in a loud restaurant, I will listen to this as soon as I get out. And she goes, no, wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Sure.
Yeah. And for a second, I thought maybe like she like intended for me to like actually wait till tomorrow to listen to it. But then like when I listened to it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll get back to you tomorrow about this. And she's like, I told you not to listen to it till tomorrow because I didn't want to bother you while you were on your date. And I'm like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Like leader to leader, that's super appreciated. But the point of all that was to encourage that with your team as
Yes,
well.
absolutely.
To make sure that like if you see they're out or whatever, I'm gonna try to start making it a habit to be like, you don't have to answer this right now. If you're busy, if
Yeah.
you're doing something, like this is not an emergency. To be frank, nothing in this business is an
Literally
emergency.
0%. Nothing
Yeah.
is an emergency with Scentsy.
No.
Everything can wait.
Yeah.
Most everything is fixable.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So
there's no emergency.
be intentional about encouraging that with your customers and your teammates.
Yep.
Okay. And holding yourself accountable for abiding by it. Right. So if you say Sunday's my day for rest, don't be answering all your emails on Sunday just because you're doing it from your bed, but you really actually want to be out with your family or whatever, like
Yep.
just make sure that you are staying intentional and staying on plan. Are you doing it?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
We're good, right?
yeah.